fear of failure. Fear of failure. Fear of failure is, very prevalent in our society. And it's a very sneaky thing because you can have it without being aware that you actually have it. So before I dive into how to overcome this fear, I think it's important to outline the signs that you actually have this fear yourself. Okay. So number sign that you have a fear of failure is you have no goals, you have no objectives. Despite having, the desire, the inclination to grow, to achieve something, you don't have any concrete goals or steps. That's number one. Number two is assuming you do have goals, you have, very low effort in terms of your output, in terms of your desire to actually achieve these goals. Yeah, you don't try your best, you don't give it your all. And number three is self-sabotage. You sabotage yourself. You find some way to halt your progress. As you start to get some momentum, you may suddenly forget a key document. You may show up late for an important meeting or appointment. You find a way to deteriorate your progress. So these are the three signs, some of the signs that you have a fear of failure. And the irony of this is, these things will lead to you failing anyway. If you don't give it your best, if you give low effort, if you self-sabotage yourself, if you don't set any goals, then it's going to be much harder for you to succeed and much more likely that you will fail. Okay, so this is the irony of these things, but they do serve a purpose. These signs, the purpose that they serve is they protect your ego, they absolve you of responsibility, they allow you to be a victim to circumstances, so your ego can go, oh, I failed because this happened, or she did that, or he didn't do this. Okay, so whatever way, it's not your fault, and this protects your ego. Also, it protects your ego in the sense, there's that I didn't try my best, so it's very uncomfortable for the ego to face responsibility and go, I'm not good enough, I didn't give it my best and I failed because it's completely my fault. So they're the signs, and there's the purpose of this. And in order to overcome this fear, you have to raise your level of awareness. You have to realize this behavior, these tendencies that you may have, and not only will they lead to your failure, like I said in the first place, if you carry on doing these things, eventually you won't be able to, revert these actions. Some of these behaviors, after certain decades of behaving in this way, they're irreversible, and this will only lead to regret, and regret, no one wants to regret. You want to leave this realm with pride, with being fulfilled and confident, like I did my best, I'm happy with what I did here. That's the kind of thing you want to leave with. The worst thing you can do is to leave with, oh, I didn't give it my best, I didn't try. That's probably the worst thing you can, one of the worst things anyway, that you can leave this realm with. Okay, so in terms of overcoming this fear, your desire to succeed will have to be greater than your fear of failure. And if your fear of failure is greater than your desire to succeed, then it will win, and you won't achieve your goals. You won't achieve anything really. Okay, you won't try your best. And another key step is to set goals that are in your control. Okay, sometimes we fail an exam because an examiner made a mistake. Sometimes we don't get that job interview because there's just a better applicant. There's someone who's more qualified than you. My point is, sometimes you fail not because of anything that you did, but because of circumstances outside your control. So in order to, alleviate your fear, you have to minimize your risk of failure. And one of those ways is to set goals that are in your control, goals that are based on your outputs, on your actions, on your behavior. Like I said, goals in your locus of control. Doing so means you're less likely to fail, and you're less likely to fear failing in the first place. And what this does also is to ensure that as you, it will increase your confidence. As you start to achieve the goals that are in your control, you may start to dive into more riskier goals with more confidence. Okay, so that's it for today. This is how to get over the fear of failure. I hope you benefit from the information that I've just shared with you. If you like the video, if you like the content, make sure to click that like button and subscribe. I'm healthy, I'm grateful, I'm abundance, I am Philosopher out.